A lot of marriages today are struggling not because they lack love. They are struggling because they lack the right wisdom needed to build a home. In the Bible, the story of David's escape from King Achish is not a mere survival, but a lesson of wisdom that I believe we all need to apply in our marriages. So in this video, I'm going to share with you one powerful lesson that we can take away from the story of David and King Achish. I'm going to take my text from 1 Samuel chapter 21 from verse 10 to verse 15. If you go to verse 10, you'll see that David sought refuge with King Achish, who was the king of Gath. And mind you, Gath was one of the 5 cities in Philistines. David was running away from King Saul, who wanted to kill him. So he thought the best thing for him to do was to go seek refuge from King Achish, who was the king of Gath. And then what happened in verse 11? In verse 11, the servants of King Achish now uncovered who David truly was. They realized that this man was the one that killed one of theirs, who was a Philistine, because Goliath was a Philistine. And then in verse 12, David realized that he has been caught up in a situation that might take his life. And then in verse 13, David realized that having been exposed by the servant of King Achish, if he didn't act fast, that they were going to kill him. So my question for you is this: if you were in David's position that he was likely going to be killed, what are you going to do? Are you going to say that you used to be a warrior, or that you killed Goliath, that you're going to fight them? What did this man do? What did David do? The Bible said that David chose one option. He disguised himself to be a madman, and then he started to scratch on the door. He started to even allow saliva to come out of his mouth. Literally, he was acting like a madman. And because of that, King Achish was not only irritated, he was disappointed that his servants allowed this kind of man to come to him. And he had to ask them, did I tell you I needed a madman to come to me? So because of that, David was set free. What is there for us to learn? David did not say, because he was a warrior, a man of strength and prowess, who killed and defeated Goliath, that he was going to fight that battle. He never did that, but instead he applied wisdom. That is what I want us to be doing in our marriages. It is not everything that you fight about. It's not everything that you want to argue out. It's not every time that you want to be right. You need to apply wisdom. And that is what a lot of married people are not doing today. A lot of married people today believe that they have to fight their way out. That is a wrong thing to do. It is not every battle you fight. It's not everything you respond to. That wasn't what David did. David applied wisdom. He disguised himself. And that was his saving grace. So I want to encourage you in your marriage to always apply wisdom. Before you talk back to your spouse, before you argue with them, or before you shout at them, or before you fight with them, you need to ask yourself, is there any way I can handle this situation? How can I apply wisdom to solving this problem rearing its ugly head? That is what I want you to start doing. Like David, who applied wisdom and was able to save his life. When you also apply wisdom in your marriage, you will be able to save your marriage. I want to encourage you today to apply wisdom in your marriage. It is lacking in today's marriage, but I don't want you to have issues and problems in your marriage. That is why I am entreating you in this video to always apply wisdom. Be like David, who did not depend on his strength. who did not depend on his ability. Don't depend on your own ability. Don't depend on your own smartness in your marriage, because your smartness, your ability, your intellectual know-how will disappoint you. It is when you apply the right wisdom in your marriage that you will succeed. And this right wisdom is the godly wisdom. I want to wish you success in your marriage as you begin to apply this godly wisdom in your marriage. So I want to say to you, if you found this video useful, I want you to subscribe. I want you to also share this with others so that they too will improve on their marriages. Thank you for watching. May God bless you and also bless your marriage.